start with Mr. McElroy. As mayor, what would you do specifically to ensure that the council is reaching out to neighborhood groups and citizens in the neighborhoods?
Well, I think that we need to continue some of the things that we've been doing already. That is, as I said last week, the neighborhoods are extremely politically connected right now with the council and what is needed, what we need to look for, what we need to see. And I think that there should be no reason that will not continue. I believe that we need to continue to listen and be involved with what's going on in the neighborhoods. I would like to see that we would have a report after I become mayor, that they would, at least one meeting a month, a neighborhood group would come and give a report as what's going on, possibly one at each meeting during that month. That would have to be decided upon, of course, by the entire council. But that's one plan, to just keep the neighborhoods in the forefront of what happens on in this community, because they are extremely, extremely important to what Decatur is and what Decatur can be.
Thank you. Mr. Daniels?
Again, if we want to improve the quality of life in Decatur, this is an area that needs more attention and priority. I would point out that for 3 years, the council had authorized, I want to make this clear. 3 years ago, the council authorized $50,000 to be shared with our neighborhood groups, and it took 3 years for the council to apply its influence to the former city manager to get that money spent. That's ineffective. That's not helpful to our neighborhoods. I think there are things we can do to better engage with our neighborhoods and help them renew themselves. They include things like moving the city council meetings around. In fact, now that Mike's interested in a hybrid system, let me offer a challenge to the community, something I would pursue first day in office. And maybe Mike would even support it if he's on the council at that point. Why don't we take our existing councilmen and assign them to the neighborhoods of Decatur? We have 7 of them. Let's divide up the city into 7s and say there's 1 councilman on point for each area of the city. The U.S. Supreme Court does that. Our police department does that. Why not ask our city councils to be responsible for maintaining an ongoing dialogue with each of the areas of Decatur? I think we can also do things to formalize the input the council gets from the neighborhood associations. We've heard about ad hoc meetings that occur from time to time. I like the idea of formalizing that process so various parties have access to our government on a regular basis. Lastly, let me say, what's wrong with office hours? Let's open up our government so that the people can come in and talk to their representatives, stated office hours, stated times every week that will be available to them.
Excuse me.
I think part of that is a great idea on some things to do, but we are not full-time legislators. We have jobs. I get plenty of telephone calls at night. I get emails at night. I make those calls. I do attend to the problems of the taxpayers when they choose to seek me out to get information. I believe that what we talk about here and how we do it sounds great, but it also has to have some practicality to it. And a lot of these things just are not the way this government works. And like that or don't like that, that's just the way it is. And I believe that some of those things are very, very doable. And some of those things are things that I want to do once we get in and we sit as a council and say, what can we do to be more effective and better servants to the taxpayers? Those are the things we're going to look at.
Thank you.
I think if I remember correctly, he said it may not be practical because that's not the way things work. I think I kind of agree with that statement, but I might say it this way. It's not practical because it doesn't work. What we need to do is change the way we do it. What we need is new ideas and new leadership to allow our citizens to feel that their representatives are accessible.
Thank you. Next question will start